raw and real on y'all podcasts, but B Simone, that interview with DaBaby was too raw for me. And when I say too raw, I mean too embarrassing. There should have been some editing going on in this, or the whole interview should have been scrapped. That interview was too close to begging for me. Her asking DaBaby to cook for her was equivalent to a man asking for his hug.
Welcome back to Gossip, where the tea gets served piping hot. And today's drama, it's messy, awkward, and got folks squirming. Let's dive straight in. Cause if the script was flipped, this whole situation would have been blasted all over the news. People online are saying it loud. If a dude had been acting like B Simone, he'd be locked up already. No lie. B Simone been on DaBaby like she collecting paychecks for it, chasing him for years like it's her 9 to 5, and now it's giving Nikki Parker and Professor Ogilvy vibes, but not the cute kind of funny. This one's borderline obsessive and real uncomfortable to watch. So for anybody who don't really know, B Simone calls herself a comedian and influencer, always preaching about health, vibes, and positivity, cute or whatever. But let's be real, who actually out here saying, let's go see a B Simone comedy show tonight? Crickets. And yet, somebody was watching, cause she ended up bagging her own Zeus reality show called You Are My Boyfriend. I ain't even gonna lie, I watched it. It had some wild moments. Goofy, messy, chaotic in that classic Zeus kind of way. But here's where it got messy. B Simone started doing way too much behind the scenes, and the lines between TV and real life, they got real blurry. She really had the nerve to push paid Instagram subscriptions, talking about, if you want to see how we're grieving Jackie O, subscribe to my IG. Wait, what? People were heated. It felt like she was trying to turn a tragedy into a paycheck. And yeah, that rubbed a lot of folks the wrong way. That move had the internet side-eyeing her hard. But here's what really had social media shaking: her non-stop obsession with DaBaby. Like, girl, there's being cute and flirty, and then there's full-blown chase mode. And the gag is, DaBaby don't even mess with her like that. It's painful to watch her thirst over a man who's clearly not returning the vibe. And what's worse, she ain't the only one out here doing this mess. People ignore red flags every day, but B Simone, sis, is at the Red Flag Olympics thinking she found her soulmate, and folks online been clowning, some even joking that DaBaby might have gotten low-key aggressive with her. Now, nothing's confirmed, but that man don't exactly give off cuddly energy. Let's keep it real. She even tried pulling that "so what are we" conversation. That man hit her with the "who are we?" Not what, but who. Cold. Then when he tossed her a lil compliment, like saying she was kinda cute, she spun it into, "we're just friends who find each other attractive." Girl, huh? DaBaby shut that delusion all the way down, saying, "let's just say buddies. It ain't that deep." Ooh, and that's the real question. Why embarrass yourself like that on purpose? But if we're keeping it a buck, B Simone don't move off emotion. She moves off money. Every move she makes screams hustle, from reality TV and IG paywalls to making headlines just for chasing DaBaby like it's some twisted rom-com. The bag always comes first. That's her real love story. But here's the kicker. A lot of people swear B Simone is obsessed with DaBaby. And while that might sound wild, truth is, that's not even the half of it. This ain't even just about DaBaby anymore. The pattern runs way deeper. From what folks been noticing, B Simone seems into any man who checks off her list. Got clout, looked good, and got some success under his belt. That's her formula every time. Let's not forget, just a few months back, Wall Street Trapper pulled up on her podcast, and the vibe, too familiar. She was giggling, flirting, throwing that cutesy energy. But just like always, he slid her straight into the friend zone. On cam, it looked like they were vibing. But less than 72 hours later, Trapper popped out publicly with his girl, Natalie Nicole. That had people giving B Simone the side eye again. Like, sis, how you always end up in this same mess? It's looking like every time she gets close, the man either ghosts or runs right back to his main chick. To some folks, it's giving that full-on Jezebel spirit vibe, like she stays chasing after men who clearly ain't for her, even while claiming she's all about the soft life and spiritual healing now. The rebrand? Yeah, it's not rebranding. The whole thing feels off. Let's be real, liking someone, that's normal, cool. But this? When the interest turns into non-stop chasing, begging for attention, and doing it all on camera like it's a performance, people start calling it thirsty. She's out here pushing way too hard to get chosen, but that same energy, it's never returned, and dressing it up in crystals, candles, and cute captions don't change the fact that the behavior still screams the same old pattern. You can call it growth if you want, but that same tired pattern, it's still playing out right in front of us. And yeah, everybody wants love. That's human. But when it turns into a straight-up obsession, the universe don't reward that. It pulls it away. That kind of energy don't attract love. It repels it. Real ones know sometimes you just gotta let go. You gotta believe you deserve something real without chasing it down like a prize, without forcing vibes, and without trying to convince the whole internet to ship your situationship. The right kind of love or success or peace shows up when you're not begging for it. So let's be real. Whatever B. Simone got going on right now, it's looking like a whole ego trip. Like she's asking herself, why doesn't he want me? Instead of asking if it's even worth wanting in the first place. I got the looks, I got the personality, so what's the problem? That's the question B. Simone might be asking herself. But sometimes, the answer's simple. Not everybody's gonna vibe with you, no matter how fine or funny you think you are. And in her case, that loud, goofy energy might actually be the turnoff. A lot of dudes don't know how to deal with a woman who's extra with the jokes and bold with her moves. They stop seeing her as a potential partner and start seeing her like just one of the boys. And let's be real, how many more times is she gonna throw herself at DaBaby when it's clear he's dodging like he's playing defense in the NBA Finals? He ain't catching none of those passes. She keep throwing that energy his way like it's Valentine's Day, and he's out here dodging it like it's hot lava. Now listen, maybe they did hook up behind closed doors. Nobody's denying that. But the way B. Simone's trying to flip that Lil moment into some big love story, yeah. DaBaby's clearly not in that chapter with her. That's the real heartbreak. Wanting more from someone who ain't even in the same book. It's that cold truth we all hate. When you feeling somebody, but they're not feeling you the same. Like Judge Lynn Toller said, never let a man tell you he don't want you more than once. And guess what? They don't always gotta say it out loud. The message is in the moves. You could be dropping hints all day saying stuff like, I love flowers, and he still won't even send a leaf. I'd love a romantic date. I love thoughtful surprises. But if that man never shows up with any of that, if he's always too busy or straight up ignores what makes you happy, that is the message. He's not trying to give you what you need, because he's not trying to keep you. And it gets even messier when someone like B. Simone starts chasing a title, a label, some forced definition like, can we talk about what we are? Sis, if he valued you, you wouldn't even have to ask. When it's real, the energy speaks for itself. The effort matches the vibe. No guessing, no chasing, no begging for clarity. It just is. Our relationship. No explanation needed.
Just my finances. Like, the budgeting, you see how I am. Nitpicking every little thing. Never been like that. We were in Bloomingdale's yesterday. I'm like, we have to go to H&M.
Yeah.
Like, I notice it in me now, just nitpicking. And it's not even, I just don't have it like to spend the liquid. Yeah. I'm used to having liquid. I'm used to seeing a certain amount in my.
Let's be real about it. Knowing how DaBaby moves and how a lot of dudes move, they probably had a lil behind the scenes moment. A quick link up, a few late night vibes, maybe even more. But a real relationship? Nah. He was never trying to go there with her. That part's crystal clear. And here's where the real question hits. Do you actually like the man for who he is? Or are you just into the idea of him? Because that matters. A lot of folks get caught up in the looks, the fame, the clout, but forget to check how he really treats you. And when that part ain't solid, none of the rest matters. That's the real difference between a dude you want and a dude you're actually meant for. And let's be honest, Women can feel it when a man's truly into them versus when he's just trying to slide through. The energy don't lie. If he only shows up late night, puts in zero effort, and disappears till he wants something, that ain't love. That's straight up convenience. So if deep down you know the vibe's off and you still let him get that close, you're only setting yourself up for confusion later. Real talk. If you know he ain't relationship material, why play yourself pretending like it's love? You can't say you're wifey material and then keep letting situationship energy slide. That title you claim, it gotta mean something, or else it's just talk. You can't be out here locking in sneaky links and then turning around talking about, I'm a relationship girl. At some point, the actions gotta match the brand you're pushing, period. And honestly, this one's hard to say, but it feels real. I do think Simone and DaBaby had something physical going on behind the scenes. The way she flirts with him so boldly, the way she puts herself out there in public, that ain't just for laughs. That energy's way too personal. It's like she's low-key telling the truth, but wrapping it in comedy to protect herself. But here's the real question. Was it just physical for him and emotional for her? Because that's exactly how it's looking. She might have hyped it up in her head. Meanwhile, from the outside, it's giving crumbs, like she's sitting there hoping he gon' magically wake up and say, you are the one. That whole pick me, love me, choose me energy. It hits different when you see it unraveling in real time. And truth be told, we all know women who fall into that trap. They get so wrapped up in what could be that they completely ignore what's actually happening. Some think if they stay loyal, patient, and always available, he'll eventually give her that official spot. Others take it even further, thinking maybe if they have a kid or move in together, that'll finally lock it down. Like, if we build a life, he'll see I'm the one. But here's the cold truth, and I've said it before, a man can get real close to you, even in the bedroom, without ever catching real feelings. And that's what breaks hearts the fastest. It's harsh, but it's facts. Just because y'all been spending time or even crossed that line don't mean he sees you as his forever. Attraction ain't the same as intention, and when he's out here just vibing, going with the flow, while you're secretly hoping it turns into love, that whole setup is already one-sided, and guess who ends up drained in the end? You. Now it's your turn. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you really think DaBaby and Simone had some secret situation going on behind the scenes? Is that why she's been so stuck on him for years? Let me know what y'all think. And don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, and keep it locked for the next messy update. Like, is that secret hookup the real reason behind all this loyalty, the non-stop flirting, and why she keeps spinning the block for this man? Because it's starting to look real personal. And let's talk about that podcast setup. Out of everybody she could have brought on, why DaBaby? What made her choose him to share that screen time with? When she had a whole lineup of celebs and influencers she could have sat down with instead. Something ain't adding up. Is this really about love? Or is it clout closure? Or just a way to keep herself orbiting around a man who's never gonna give her what she's hoping for? Y'all drop your thoughts in the comments. We watching everything. If this tea had you locked in, smash that like button below, hit subscribe to stay tapped into all the real talk, and ring that bell so you never miss a drop. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Stay sharp, stay messy, and trust this drama ain't done yet.